Hello Pokemon trainers, welcome back to another Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Battle Stadium singles video here on iStarly TV. This is part of my Road to Master series where I try to climb the online ranked Battle Stadium singles ladder. And we are back doing the, in-game battles for Battle Stadium singles. I haven't done one of these in a little while. I know I posted a few videos sporadically throughout the past week or two, and they were basically other videos, like different types of videos. So we're finally back doing, in-game battles on the ladder. The season started a few days ago, about a week ago, the new season, and it's the same rule set, but at the end of the month, this season will officially, this rule set, this regulation, will officially be over. So we're doing a little send-off for Regulation F, and Regulation G, sounds so weird to say, will start on May 1st. And of course, I did a video about that one, but Regulation G will be where you can bring one restricted legendary on your team. That includes Pokemon like Zacian, Mewtwo, Necrozma, Koraidon, Miraidon. There's a lot of options. There's a lot of really, really strong Pokemon. And I've been doing battles on Pokemon Showdown because you can actually play that format on Showdown. So I've been doing some games on there as well, and I think the next video I do will also be featuring a new team for Regulation G and playing some Showdown games. So if you're interested in that content, let me know. If you'd rather just see me do in-game battles like this, also let me know, or let me know what kind of content you'd like to see. But I'm excited for that new format, even though it's possible it'll get old really quickly. I think the reason I'm excited is because, there are a lot of really, really strong Pokemon to use, but also if I'm being honest, I'm a little tired of this current format. I think some Pokemon that are really good in this format are probably not going to be very good once the new format comes around, but there are others that will remain really good. But either way, here's my team for today. I built this team. It's an Espathra team, as you can see. I like my Espathra teams. Espathra is like such an ugly Pokemon, no offense, in my opinion, but I love it, like in battles. Like it's fun to use. It's just a really good Pokemon to use with speed boost. And of course, this is a baton pass team as well. So just kind of quickly running through it, we've got Espathra with max HP and max defense. And the moves there are pretty self-explanatory. The goal, of course, is to set up maybe some combines, just some speed boosts, and then baton pass them onto something else, which can take advantage of that. Then we've got Choice Specs Chi-Yu, which is just a really good Pokemon, really, really strong. It hits really hard. And then we've got Archaludon. This is the set I've run in the past. This is my kind of, it's not even that like clever or anything, but I was gonna say my custom set. It's just max special attack, max speed with Power Herb and Electro Shot. And then we have Enamorus, which is a Pokemon that you don't typically see. And I guess that's a Pokemon that I'm kind of featuring here. It's really tanky, it's really bulky, and it's got a great typing. And I just have max HP and max special attack. And the goal, of course, is to, pass some boosts from Espathra and then basically sweep with Enamorus. But Enamorus can sometimes hold its own as well. For as good as it is and as high as its stats are, it's not, and as great as its typing is, it hasn't been a great Pokemon in the meta. I don't really ever see it. But yeah, I guess it's missing something. But either way, I think it's a solid Pokemon to try out. Then we've got Rillaboom. This is the set that I've been using a lot as well, with which is max attack and max speed with the Grassy Seed, so we boost our defense. And then, obviously if we can pass some boosts, that's great. But Rillaboom is such a great Pokemon, it can hold its own by itself without any boosts. Finally, the last Pokemon we're trying out is an interesting one. It is Paldean Tauros, the water one. And it's just max attack and max speed with Rocky Helmet. It's a somewhat tanky Pokemon. Intimidate really helps as well. And I just found its typing was pretty nice in complementing our other team members. And of course, it is also something that I wanted to try out a little bit. And it also seems pretty decent in the meta. So we'll find out. And also, I'm gonna be honest here. One of my goals here was to play with Pokemon that are not super common. I mean, I guess at this point, honestly, I was checking the usage stats, and at the beginning of this month, at the moment, Chi-Yu is in the top 10 now. So it has moved its way up into the top 10. So I guess I technically am playing with a top 10 Pokemon. Oh, Archaludon as well. So I guess I'm not really like, completely straying away from the top 10, but everything else on my team is not very high up in the usage. And of course, my goal here was to use things that are not very common because, you know, once again, the meta is almost over here. And I think I might also do a team with some of the strongest Pokemon in the meta. So, you know, if you're missing out on stuff like that, I will have a team with those really good Pokemon. But I also wanted to make sure to feature Pokemon that are not, you know, Fluttermane and Dragonite and Ogerpon. Even though I have some common Pokemon here, I also want to do some send-off. So maybe I'll try to do some videos with Pokemon that are really, really uncommon because, you know, Pokemon like, for example, this is a random example, but for example, something like Flamigo, like that's not a great Pokemon in the meta right now, but you could probably still find some applications for it. But once the new meta comes around with the legendary Pokemon, those types of Pokemon that are not very good are only going to get worse because, okay, Flamigo versus like, oh, Ogerpon, okay, maybe there's something there, right? But once you're up against stuff like Zacian and Calyrex, there is no chance. So maybe I'll try to feature some super, super rare Pokemon that I haven't done yet. But anyways, that's the team. Let's do some battles and see how it looks. And there's the team code, of course, if you want to try it out for yourself. Wow. Cool stuff. My opponent has Leafeon. They also have Umbreon. And then they have like all of their Pokemon are just kind of random. Wonder what the goal here is. Oh, they're a Sun team, of course. They have Walking Wake and Leafeon, both of whom take advantage of Sun. And then I'm assuming everything else on their team is just there to like help those Pokemon. So that's something I need to keep in mind, is that my opponent's team is basically a Sun team. And a Pokemon like Walking Wake is actually really scary because, yeah, it's actually kind of scary. Because they have good coverage. They have like Flamethrower, but then they also have their main move, which does extra, excuse me, it does extra damage in the sun. So with that in mind, I think I want to lead Espathra. The problem is if they lead Umbreon, that's such an annoyance. Umbreon's so annoying. I know I've said this before. I probably say this, or I will say this again, but I love Umbreon. It's one of my favorite Pokemon. Design-wise, it's amazing, but when it comes to battling against it, it is absolutely obnoxious. And I do not like battling against it. All right, I gotta make a quick choice here. Enamorus is okay, but honestly, it's probably not a great idea. I don't know what I'm doing. I think Archaludon's just a good Pokemon. I don't know. They lead Walking Wake. That's pretty surprising. And they get that photosynthesis, which is, what's it gonna be? Special attack. That is pretty scary. This thing is scary. It's huge. I didn't expect it to be that big. It's actually a real problem, honestly, right off the bat. Gonna protect. After a protect, I should be faster than it. And then I can maybe Calm Mind to survive a hit, but I am not liking my chances here. We'll see what they go for. I don't believe they have any way to like boost their special attack otherwise. Like they don't have like Nasty Plot or anything like that. So I shouldn't have to worry about that, but I don't love the position I'm in. Let's go ahead and Calm Mind now. And then probably, we'll see how much it does. They're still going Flamethrower. I wonder why they're not going for their water type move, but we do take that really nicely, which I'm really happy about. Maybe they think I'm going to switch or something, but I'm just going to go ahead and... Honestly, let's just Lumina Crash now. We are faster, and if we can get damage on this thing, I think that's helpful. And as we're damaging them, we are incrementally getting speed boosts, so we can just baton pass those to Enamorus and just finish it off if we get low enough. So I think that's a really good position, and of course they go into Umbreon. All right, I'm gonna protect now. I do have different versions of Espathra where I run Dazzling Gleam specifically for dark types, but it's just Espathra. There's so many moves that you want, especially on a baton pass set. Like I feel like you need protect, and then you probably want Calm Mind, and then at that point you probably should have a damaging move. So I don't know, it's tough. But like I said, I expect them to have Toxic or Yawn. I'm gonna Calm Mind again. I know that's greedy. We're just gonna see what they do. If they Yawn, I don't remember. Do I pass the drowsiness to the Pokemon I'm passing to? Because if I do, that's absolutely horrible. All right, well, luckily they're not yawning. They might just be waiting. I mean, at this point, they know my entire moveset. Well, they can assume I'm Baton Pass. They aren't certain about that, but I'm not going to get too greedy. I'm just going to go ahead and Baton Pass now. I could go into Arch expecting a possible... what do I do here? I could go into Arch expecting a possible Toxic. We know they have Flamethrower from their Walking Wake. I don't think it changes too much. I'm going to go into Arch here. We're really tanky at this point. They do Toxic. Oh, that ends up being the perfect play on my part. That was great. So they were expecting that. That's great. Now I just Electro Shot, get my special attack boost. I'm at +3 special attacks, so depending on what their EVs are, we might just do massive damage to this Umbreon, which is great. Sorry if you can hear the crunching in the back. The birds are eating. The little squawkabillies are eating. And they're kind of loud, even though they're not that big. They make a loud noise when they crunch their food. All right, this is actually good. I don't think they have anything that resists or is immune to Electro Shot. Yeah, so we might just kill this thing, honestly. That's why I like Electro Shot. Another reason why I like Electro Shot on Archaludon, because in situations like that, like where an opponent is gonna switch out, they might not be expecting it. Like they might be expecting me to go for a Dragon or a Steel type move, and then I just go for Electro Shot, which Pokemon that are gonna resist Dragon or Steel are pretty likely not gonna resist or you know, yeah, they're not going to resist Electro Shot, and they're likely going to take a lot of damage. So we're in a really good spot. +3 special attack. Yeah, we're in a really good spot now. So I don't think I want to reveal Body Press just yet, just to be safe. I'm going to Flash Cannon. I think it's pretty safe. There's nothing that's immune to it, so there's no way they could Terrasilize and, like, survive it because they're so low. Even if they go Terra Water or something, we will knock them out. So we're in a really good position now. With that +2 special defense, we're also really well equipped against Walking Wake. So, yeah, I really like the position we're in. They do go into Walking Wake, and this is where we have to make or maybe make a decision. I'm still just going to Dragon Pulse. Of course, it's pretty possible. Oh, never mind. I was going to say, yeah, they could just Terrasilize, maybe Terra Fairy or Terra Steel, and then they resist it, but they don't even have that. So we're perfectly fine just knocking them out. And then their last Pokemon's Umbreon, and we are going to easily take this thing down. I don't think it matters too much. I'm probably overthinking it. I'm going to go whatever, I'm going to Dragon Pulse. I don't know. I was thinking, like, if I go Flash Cannon, they might go, like, Terra Water. But the pro to going Flash Cannon is that it has a chance to lower their special defense. Although at this point in the battle, it just does not matter because, as you can see, these moves are doing so much damage, so it just does not matter at all. So let's go ahead and Dragon Pulse again. Maybe I should have Flash Cannon. I'm overthinking it, but like if they're Terra Fairy, then, you know, they get to survive a hit here for free, but it just doesn't matter. Yeah, the battle's canceled. Good play, good play. Yeah, Umbreon is very, very tough, just because it's so tanky, and with Terrastalizing, it can just counter like any move that would be super effective against it. And if you're not hitting it super effectively, you're typically not doing that much damage. Although I guess I proved myself wrong there because I went for Dragon Pulse and almost knocked it out. So either way, that was a good battle, and we really got to see the strength of Espathra there, and definitely the strength of Archaludon. Sorry, if I've been calling it Duraludon this whole video, I feel like there's probably been multiple times I've called it Duraludon when of course I mean Archaludon. But either way, let's go to the next one. Battle number 2. And we have more interesting Pokemon, although honestly, I'm not super scared of them. Well, I mean, they're all scary. Offensively, they're all great. And I guess maybe that's the point that I'm getting to here is like their defensive core is not... Well, I mean, they have Arch and they have Porygon. Those are both good defensive Pokemon. My opponent's team is good. It's definitely scary. But like it doesn't give me pause like some of the other ones I see. Once again, I mean, Espathra, like, I love leading with it, and it looks okay here. The problem is, I think it's just so obvious, right? So the opponent can just counter lead it, but I do think I still want to lead with it, just kind of see how that goes. Chi-Yu also looks pretty solid here, but they do, of course, have Pokemon that are good against it. I kind of like it, though. Like, Dark Pulse? Actually, yeah. I mean, they have Urshifu. Urshifu's great against Chi-Yu, so that's something I really need to keep in mind. How is Rillaboom? Because Rillaboom is good against Urshifu, however, it's bad against a lot of other Pokemon. And so for that reason... Okay, fine, we'll do it like this. Because Enamorus is also good against Urshifu. Because I was thinking, like, Chi-Yu is bad against Urshifu, so I want to bring something that can help Chi-Yu against Urshifu. And the only Pokemon I could think of at that time was Rillaboom, and Rillaboom struggles against a lot of their Pokemon, but Enamorus is also good against Urshifu, and it's fine against the others. And they are Rapid Strike Urshifu, but they do lead with it, which is a problem. However, I probably don't live a Surging Strike. What do we do here? Protect doesn't do anything here. Well, honestly, whatever. Lumina Crash. Okay. Okay, I survived that. Nice. They don't have any dark types, so whatever they go into is going to take a good chunk of damage from Lumina Crash, unless they go into... I mean, there's a couple Pokemon that would not take a chunk of damage, but the following turn they would likely take a chunk of damage, so yeah. But we got the Key Berry, which is pretty nice. They go Dragonite. I'm okay with this. That takes it so well, though. Okay, well, given that... Of course, they have Urshifu in the back, but we only have one speed boost. What could they do here? I mean, I guess something that would be rough would be Fire Spin. Because Extreme Speed won't kill me because I got the Key Berry boost. But then if they Extreme Speed twice, that might... I'm going to Lumina Crash. I might regret this. It'll do a lot of damage. Yeah, it does a lot of damage. I kind of hope they just Dragon... Yeah, because we are also getting a speed boost this turn. So it's like, yeah, this is actually just fine. The downside is... if we Baton Pass into Enamorus now... and they Extreme Speed... No, this is fine. Well, now the problem is if they go Terra Steel. If they go Terra Steel, we really messed it up. But I think I'm still just going to Crash. Nice. We should live this. Yeah. Okay, I guess, honestly, something I didn't think about is they could be Terra Normal. And they could have gone Terra Normal and then gone Extreme Speed, and that would be a big problem. Basically, if they knock me out there. But this is... I probably keep saying this, but this is why I love Espathra. Because... like, the point of my Espathra is to set up, you know, boosts and then Baton Pass them to my Pokemon. But it can also hold its own. It can also rack up a lot of damage with Lumina Crash. So, yeah, I really like that. Unfortunately, we don't have any special attack or special defense boost, which is kind of funny. Because this is the turn where I would want to Baton Pass. I need to think ahead here. Because Urshifu is a problem. I could Crash. Actually, honestly, I'm going to Crash. Like, I could Calm Mind and probably survive a hit, but I'm not sure I want to take that risk. I could Baton Pass right off the bat. I might even live... No, I don't live this. Okay. But the reason I did this is because now I can just go into Chi-Yu. Yeah, I think I'm like playing chess here. I think I don't want to say that because then of course I'm going to be wrong. But now they're at -2 special defense, so I can Dark Pulse. I could predict a switch and go Psychic. Honestly, that's very, very tempting. Oh man. Oh, that's so tempting. I'm going to do it, everyone. We're going to see what happens here. If we get a kill here, I think we just win because I'm going to talk through my thought process. Hopefully I have time, but hopefully I just kill here. I predicted the switch. Yes! Woo! That's perfect. That's beautiful. Okay. So here's my thought process. So I was like thinking, I was like trying to maneuver the battle. I lowered Porygon's special defense. I went into Chi-Yu. My thought process was like Chi-Yu can now kill Porygon. So if I kill Porygon and then they go into Urshifu and kill Chi-Yu, that is perfectly fine because then I just go into Enamorus. I'm pretty sure their Urshifu is choice. So they're going to be locked into a water move, and then I can just Terrasilize into a water type and then just kill them with like a Moonblast or 2 or 3. And obviously resisting their water moves. In that situation, though, I thought it was better to go for Psychic, because even if they stayed in, like, yeah, that was pretty good. I still don't know everything their Porygon has. I know it has Tri-Attack. I think what I'm going to do here is go into Enamorus first, and then tank the Tri-Attack, and basically, I think just spam Moonblast until I die, or basically spam Moonblast until one of them dies, or one of us dies, and then if I die, I go back into Chi-Yu. Ooh, that's a lot of damage, though. Oh, we get the Citrus Berry. That's nice. We should be able to take 2 more, I think. Although if they have Ice Beam, they're just going to go for it now, and that's going to do even more damage. I don't think I want to Terrasilize my Enamorus, even though it's possible they have Ice Beam, because they could also have, like, Thunderbolt, in which case going for Terra is a waste. Special attack. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay. They do have Ice Beam. We should survive. That's game. Okay, perfect. That went really, really well. And my thought process here was like, I'm not going to Terrasilize because eventually I die while doing some good damage to them. And then I go into Chi-Yu at the end. And Chi-Yu's pretty good against Porygon too, because at that point, Chi-Yu's ability lowers their special defense. I can just Terrasilize, go Terra Dark, and then just spam Dark Pulse until they die. It just works out so well. So I'm proud of myself in that battle. I think I played it pretty well. I think I maneuvered the game to a state where, you know, I could win no matter what, and I'm proud of myself because their team was pretty scary. I think that battle went better than a lot of other ones do, and I thought things through. All right, my opponent's team is really tanky. They've got Gliscor, and they have Umbreon, which is really cool. You don't see Umbreon very often. They also have Greninja, which sadly is not very good anymore, but what do I like here? I did a test match with this team right before recording, and my opponent had Dark Urshifu, which was really scary. It's really good against Espathra. I wonder if that's the Water Urshifu. I kind of hope it is. But with that being said, I guess the main question, as always, is how does Espathra look as a lead? And it looks okay. They do have a few Dark types, so that's the biggest problem. Who are they likely to lead with? I feel like they're likely to lead with Greninja. So that is... I'm not that afraid of Greninja, though. But it might be difficult to get a baton pass. But either way, I think I'm just going to go ahead and go with Enamorus. And then maybe Arch? Maybe Arch. Arch is really tanky, and it looks like it can do pretty well. I mean, the biggest problem is that they just have so many Dark types. I mean, they have at least 2. Like I said, the Urshifu is probably the Water one, but it very well could be the Dark one. And if it is the Dark one, that just makes it so much harder for, like, Chi-Yu as well as my Fairy type. Or not my Fairy types, my Psychic type. But they do lead Umbreon, which, of course, is a Dark type, but I am going to go ahead and just protect, just see what they do here. Umbreon's not a very common Pokemon. I do love Umbreon. Look at that shiny. The shiny is amazing. But when you do see it, it is pretty tricky. Okay, they go Toxic. I actually like that. I'm actually happy to see that, because it means I can get some boosts here. I'm actually going to go ahead and get Greedy right here, and I'm just going to go ahead and Calm Mind. I don't think there's any risk that they KO me. I don't think they can taunt me, and if they hit me with a move, that's fine, because that gets my Key Berry, but they're probably going to just Toxic again. They do, okay. I guess something that could be annoying here is if they go for Yawn on the switch, so I don't think I want to take... Like, I don't want to waste too much time. I think I'm just going to switch right into Duraludon, or Baton Pass right into Duraludon right now. I'm at +1 special attack, +1 special defense, and +2 speed. And unless they have I mean, Yawn is the worst case scenario, but even that I think is not the end of the world. Even Enamorus is decent here as well. I mean, Enamorus can hit Umbreon even harder, but I think I'm just going to go right into Duraludon. It just seems like it's better at dealing with, like, my opponent's team as a whole. There we go. They go Foul Play, which is nice because we get that stamina boost. So that's going to help us a lot. And then here, this might seem like a weird play. Oh, this is actually a little tough. Might seem like a weird play. I'm just going to go Electro Shot. It should do a lot of damage, and it'll put us at +2 special attack. Plus, it means if they Terrasilize or Switch, which they don't, they're unlikely to expect this. Because if they see Archaludon, they're going to expect, you know, maybe Flash Cannon, maybe a Dragon-type move, maybe Body Press. But this should do a lot of damage. Yeah, it does a lot of damage. So now... Oh, they do have Yawn. Oh, wow. Okay. And the thing is, they're probably gonna... yeah, they're probably going to Protect now. That's really bad. I think I just stay in, though. I'm glad I didn't Terrasilize at this point. Yeah, they Protect. Alright, that's fine, because I feel like if they stay in, that wastes a turn. I mean, they know we're going for Dragon Pulse. Maybe I should have gone for a different move there just to kind of throw it, but if they didn't Protect, I wanted the higher chance of knocking them out. I'm not super afraid of this, though. Like, Flash Cannon is annoying, but it's doing less and less damage each turn because of stamina, and then they cannot Toxic me. Obviously, well, I'm asleep now, so they definitely can't. They're probably just going to switch. But I am just going to go ahead and stay in here. Something annoying that they could switch into would be Gliscor. That would actually be really bad. Scizor is not that scary. I mean, Scizor could have close combat. Let's see. Gliscor is kind of a worst case scenario. It is Scizor. Okay. I mean, if they have close combat, this is going to do massive damage. But beyond that, I'm just going to stay in. Like I said, I don't think I lose too much. And we wake up. That's awesome. Because if they just go like Swords Dance now, we can threaten them. Okay, well... Okay. There's a lot. There's just so much back and forth here. Okay, so they're gonna Bullet Punch. The question is, do I live a Bullet Punch? I'm at +2 defense. They are Life Orb as well. That's good to know. Oh, I almost clicked Flash Cannon. We might survive this, but we might not. We're so low. Ah, we're so low. That's unfortunate. I wonder what the calc is on that, because obviously we resist it and we are at +2 defense. But on the other hand, they are a Scizor who hits really hard with Bullet Punch. At this point, they still have Umbreon in the back. Umbreon's so annoying with Yawn and Toxic. What do we do here? We could just go into Espathra and just like spam Lumina Crash until we die. Man, yeah, I kind of feel like we want to pass some boosts to Enamorus, but that's hard to do. They could have a Bug-type move as well. That Umbreon in the back is just so hard to deal with. Like, oh, okay, well, we just ran out of time. That's fine. They're probably gonna Bullet Punch here. Maybe I'm fine with how this is playing out. I don't know. We're gonna Terrasilize, go Mystical Fire. If they don't Terrasilize, they are dead. If they do Terrasilize, that could be a problem, but my opponent's pretty low at this point. They're below half health, and they have Life Orbs, so if we Terrasilize and they do Terrasilize as well, even if they Terrasilize into something that resists fire, we're going to do some damage to them. Okay, they're going to switch. Probably Umbreon here. Man. Toxic is just so annoying. Oh, I guess I forgot that they're pretty low already. So we're going Terra Water, which I still think is fine. Like, obviously we're using our Terra right now, but it's late enough in the battle that I probably wouldn't want to Terrasilize Espathra anyway. And I think removing my Fairy-type weaknesses, or the weaknesses that my Fairy-type has, is pretty useful. So, Mystical Fire. Again, because this Umbreon is so low, we might be able to just threaten them with that Moonblast. Although, on the other hand, they could Terrastalize. That's the biggest concern. The funny thing is, if they go Terra Poison, they're going to take super effective damage from Espathra. But I think they beat me because I'm poisoned. I'm going to Moonblast. They're probably going to Terra. Yeah, they do. So... Oh, it's Ghost. That's weird. I mean, I'm still going to do some damage with the Moonblast. I guess it would be annoying if they Protect. They Toxic. They're faster. I mean, it's not super surprising that they're faster. Hopefully we can knock them out here. If we can't, we're just going to be in such a really bad position. Such a really bad position. Come on, Enamorus. Yes. Okay, we'll take that. We are poisoned, though. That really, really hurts. Just being poisoned, we're taking just residual damage each turn. I think Enamorus, basically, with Enamorus alive, the Scizor is as good as dead because it cannot Terrastalize anymore, so it's going to take 4 times super effective damage from Mystical Fire, and we resist Bullet Punch. They go Zapdos as their last. Huh. Honestly, I just go Espathra now. I mean, oh yeah, well, we have to. I forgot. I'm a water type, so I have to. I'm taking super effective damage from Electric. I don't know if I can beat this. I mean, maybe after a speed boost. Wow, okay. We need a speed boost here. Wonder if they were going to expect me to Protect and go into Scizor. That would be a smart play if they do that. It's possible. It's also possible I outspeed them right now, like even before speed boost. I am a max, or I don't have any speed EVs, or yeah, speed EVs, but sometimes Zapdos also does not run any investment in speed, but I'm just going to go ahead and Protect. Like I said, I think a smart play might have been to go in, for them to go into Scizor, but I guess they don't know my EV spread, so they might just be expecting me to be like max speed, and naturally with max speed, Espathra does outspeed Zapdos with max speed. I think by 1 point, so it's very close. All right, so we're going to get off some damage with the Lumina Crash here. I mean, I don't think we're killing them. That's the problem. And the problem is, I think they're just going to kill me with the Enamorus. Oh, that does nothing. That does absolutely nothing. So they kill me here. We go into Enamorus. Yeah, that's just going to be game. Because we go into Enamorus, and then they're pretty much going to kill me with the Thunderbolt. I guess there's a chance we survive. Not only that, but we do have Citrus Berry. But the biggest problem here is that, I mean, I might just die here. Yeah, I do. Not a crit. Okay, I was just checking. You know, you never know, because, like, I am pretty tanky. Enamorus is really tanky. I guess, to be fair, Enamorus dies to Thunderbolt whether I'm Terrastalized or not, so because it's a flying type, so it's weak to electric anyway, so it's not like there's any regret that I Terrastalized there. Umbreon is just really annoying. Like I said, it's a Pokemon you don't run into that often, but when you do, it's really tough to take down just because it can poison you, it can put you to sleep as well. Its typing is really good, and then of course with Terrastalizing, it can change its typing, and it does often run Protect as well. So Umbreon is a Pokemon you do not want to face, and as much as I love Umbreon design-wise, it's my favorite Eevee, and I've always said it's like one of my top 5 favorite Pokemon ever. Battle-wise, I hate playing against it, and I don't play it myself, so I only like its design. That's what. Anyways. Let me know in the comments if you have a Pokemon like that, a Pokemon who you love their design, but you like hate them when you're playing against them. All right, let's go to the next one. So here's the team once again. I like this team a lot. You know, I might make some changes to it. You know, the problem with the Espathra teams is sometimes they feel all in, and there were a couple of losses that I was recording today where it was like, it felt like, you know, I went all in on the Espathra plan and I ended up losing, and if I had just done something different, like not gone all in on Espathra, I probably would have done better. But that's why I like playing Espathra this way with, again, Lumina Crash. You saw with the Dragonite video or the Dragonite play where basically Espathra, even with like no offensive investment, can still be an offensive threat with Lumina Crash. Lumina Crash is such a good move, and it pairs so nicely with Baton Pass. So when the opponent's expecting you to like set up, you can just damage them, right? Once again, the biggest weakness to this set is Dark types, period. Like just straight up any Dark type is a problem. So that's why you might consider running Dazzling Gleam. You could run Dazzling Gleam over Calm Mind, but then the only thing you're passing is speed boosts, which sometimes is enough, honestly. But you could also take a huge risk and not run Protect. But Protect is so clutch when you're up against a faster opponent, because sometimes you can just Protect and then you get a speed boost and then you're faster than them. So yeah, all of the moves just feel like they have such a perfect place on the set, and I personally don't want to cut any of them. You could cut Baton Pass, but then at that point you might as well just run different moves altogether in a different spread, right? So anyways, that was really fun. And then Chiyu's great right now. It's moved up into the top 10, so it is solidly top 10 now. Same with Archaludon. I think it's like number 7 or something, maybe number 6. And then these are 3 Pokemon that are pretty rare. I've been using a lot of Rillaboom, and I just think it's amazing. I think it's a great Pokemon. With the right support, Rillaboom is just so good, and it acts as a support for some of your Pokemon as well with grassy terrain. And then Enamorus was solid that video. Yeah, I think that it has a lot of weaknesses in the meta, but with the right Terra type and the right support, it is very good. I mean, without a doubt, it hits really hard. It's got a massive special attack stat, and it's got good defenses. So again, if you play it right, Enamorus can be very good. Tauros never saw the light of day in this video, but I still think it's worth it. So let me know if you have any thoughts for the team, any changes you would make. And like I said, I think I'm just going to be interspersing these in-game videos like this with some Pokemon Showdown content to show off some Regulation G teams. So I've already made a couple other Regulation G teams, of course featuring some other really strong legendary Pokemon. And yeah, I'm going to post those videos soon. And I mean, like I'm saying about Regulation G, I'm really excited about it right now, but I feel like I'm going to get tired of it pretty quickly. We will see though. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe for more Pokemon Scarlet and Violet videos. And I will see you next time. What are they even talking about?